ball rolling moving into day 3.
And it's kind of interesting. So how it usually works with the schedule to some degree, it's been trickier with this division because it's closer with teams. But like for Division A, you kind of early in the week, you schedule what you think might be your 3-0s a little bit, and as the week goes on, Thursdays like your primetime matches, like your ones you expect to be close. So day 1 we have like no 3-0s. I think we have 1 yesterday 2. Today we might have like 3 3-0s of our 4 matches, and I don't know if that shows how hard it was to tell what like the hierarchy was of teams coming into this, or just how close they are. But we could have 3 3-0s today of our 4 matches.
We'll see. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping this one remains close to really send us off on a high note this week. Either way, the matches have been good so far. Some teams absolutely looking better than others. Clayster and eUnited, can you bounce back now against LG? Let's find out. It's London Docks hardpoint for game 1.
On board with Arcides here as he's going to hit up through mid-cut. Some nice long-range shots there with the PPSH to pick up J-Cap. Silly finds one as well. But Luminosity currently in the hard point as they're racking up some time. And we saw them play EG on this map, and it was a blowout.
Yeah, it was not close at all. eUnited, we know they've had their fair share of struggles so far this week. Let's go to an Astro Gaming, listen in with the squad, see how they're communicating off the break.
I hit him on Old Hill, and John is outside of boxes.
With you. He's going to hold the cutoff here. Give me a sec, and I'll peek it for you. Go.
I'm going all the way around 10.
Watch out. Box is weak, 1 bullet. Nice, let's go.
How many water?
Third kill. Nice, last kid, Octane.
Hit front.
Octane's off swap.
Is he at blue chuck?
Octane's boxed on me, cap, inside
Hill, Octane, weak and hill.
I spawned
Two in the hill. Octane and hill still.
Octane weak and hill, hit him with a bullet. Octane weak and hill, hit him with a bullet. I spawn underground.
I'm staying alive.
Spawning back red bus, they're spawning red bus.
Blue chuck dead.
Blue chuck. He's turned on hill, so I hit him with a nade. I spawned under.
Let's go.
We're watching this.
I naded over.
Hill one shot. Hill weak. Nice, good job. Let's go.
I'm nading
I spawned a beer. Nice, good job.
No, watch on hill. Pushing through. Right side. Two, another.
One more on hill. He's front hill, pushing box.
Got him.
That was him. Let's go.
Bus weak. He's in hill. 2 in hill.
I'm nading over hill.
He's team kill. 3, good job. Let's go.
I'm rotating.
Sending hill. I'm nading hill.
One close.
He's on hill.
No one already rotated. Octane already knew. I killed one. Octane docks. I spawned here.
Nading me at old. He's coming. Get a cut right now, guys. Cut right now.
Yeah, I'm flanking docks.
Octane dead.
Cut.
Octane dead docks.
Yo, I'm at docks.
I'm fire. I'm sitting fire.
Sure, we're communicating.
In beer right now. In beer. I hit him with a nade. I naded from beer.
Beer stairs dead.
Nice, good job. I'm water steps.
I don't have backfire.
I'm water steps.
Push it out, Justin.
I'm looking at train. Two train.
I'm dead.
I got one go to hill. One more yellow barrel weak. Octane yellow barrel.
He's just praying.
Trade me out of hill so I can go window.
Yep, I got you.
I'm neither
Still yellow
side.
barrel. He's still yellow barrel.
Yeah, I got one. One go to hill weak.
I got one.
Push him.
Push him out.
Hill dead. Octane was yellow barrel.
Watching our back. I'm watching our back.
We're missing one.
I'm climbing out the window.
I got Octane. Yo, I'm close to streaks. I'm gonna drop low dogs.
Mid statue hurt bad. I'm
playing mid corner.
Middle, water steps.
We go water steps.
I'm one shot.
Mid part of hill.
Play my life.
Beer stats.
I'm weak. I'm getting out of hill. I'm dropping low
Beer
dogs
steps
again.
dead. One shot beer steps. John. He's too weak. He's flanking right away.
One more hill. He's shoulder peeking. Sam.
Sam's in hill.
Water steps dead.
I'm nading Sam and pushing him.
I'm nading.
He's
with the OA.
There, two there. I got full streaks. Yeah, I got full streaks. Baby, let's go.
On the box and low docks. Yo, he's pushing our side hill.
I'll help you, Dark Coach.
I naded him in 10.
Is rear steps open?
You know, I heard Burns talking a lot with the eUnited guys last night after the struggles, and he's mentioning small talk. You guys got to improve it. I thought it sounded damn good there.
Yeah, no, definitely improving. And one big thing to take note of, eUnited's been here since they were like the second team to show up right before Splice, who played in our first match of the day. And they played last. I know the League Ops guys were like, wait, eUnited's here already? They don't play for 7 hours. It just shows how much they wanted to fix their gameplay from what happened yesterday. eUnited, a slow start in this one, now climbing back in. They're just down by 2.
And again, we saw teams improve so much in Division A. You know, you want to give eUnited flack for maybe going the distance with Splice with a sub or the 3-0 sweep they received from FaZe last night, but I promise you, this is a team that can and will improve. What a rebound would it be? Imagine they come in here and beat LG.
Yeah,
wow.
There would be nothing better. And you can see some players on LG struggling, mainly Slacked at 7-13. Clayster still with these full streaks. On a typical map like London Docks Hardpoint, you do see the fighter pilot used most at this Crane Hardpoint. Clayster's been spotted and eliminated by Octane, his counterpart on LG. As eUnited have one more player on this push, it's Pristini, who gets 2.
The last time I saw Slack play this, he dropped 38. So definitely struggling right now. Let's see who can get control of Crane here. Nade's going in. Arcades will be the first man in. Him and Silly able to do the damage. A couple players still in the back. And it's Clayster from Fire that at least gets one before it's traded out, but it's going to provide some time here for eUnited. This should be a healthy chunk of time.
Pristini made this possible. He pushed on into Fire, got 2 kills, naded the 3rd out of the hard point, which gave enough time for Silly to flood on up lower docks. He then got on a 3 streak in the hard point. Just like that, it's eUnited now up by 25 seconds and still in control of the scrap time.
Yeah, think about it. When we went to the listen-in, they were down, what, 50-7 or something like that. They were getting blown out. Since then, it has been all eUnited. Now let's get into our second set of rotations. It'll be JCap sitting up top mid at Stashu as he's ready to work some time here for Luminosity. Looking at mid-cut, Pristini. Again, going big with those 2 kills. And when we watched him last night, I mean, on the CTF, they got beat, but Pristini was beaming.
Yeah.
Like, he was absolutely crushing there.
He was the only reason why they even had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's 18 and 18, 36 engagements to his name, just talking strictly kills and deaths. Let's see if he can keep it up through the course of this.
Great challenge from Arcades. Octane last alive for LG. You can see the red arrows swarming him from all different angles. He's just doing what he can to try to live near this side of the map. He should be killed here any second. There you go. It's Arcades with the bullets from behind. This scrap time will bring the game to a very, very even scoreline, about 10-second difference. As I say that, it's the SMGs again from eUnited who get the break.
Yeah, you get 4 down there, spawn them all the way out deep left for Luminosity. So this should allow you to get set up pretty nicely, but unfortunately your 4th player who just dropped in Pristini will be spawning out. He might actually get, if he can get there very, very quickly, Pristini might have a nice flank. But Clayster calls in some streaks, is able to pick up 1, and as I mentioned, Pristini actually did find 1 kill, got a 2nd as well, so he spawns out, but books it there with Airborne, gets in range as quickly as he can, and finds kills on the backside.
Here's what I will say. eUnited, the last time on this hill, they had no success trying to push through lights and overwhelm LG. Them actually dying there quick and now spawning at lower docks has flipped this basically in their favor. So it looked very bad for a moment, the kill feed, but I do think this is giving him a better chance of at least contesting. You can see right now the aggression being put on by Pristini. To put it in perspective, he's got 45 engagements to the 26 of his brother, Arcades.
And then also, though, I mean, Clayster, a guy that was called out a bit for the performance last night. Look at him, 25 and 17. He's certainly stepping up as well. And you heard the energy, the leadership in that listen-in.
Yep.
He's doing a great job, and now the lead pushed up to 60.
Yeah, eUnited have beaten LG now on every single hill since that 2nd hard point. Looking very, very good. LG really haven't gotten a full setup and hold in forever, it seems. Finally, they'll be here at lower docks. They have no middle map control. Octane does outshoot Arcades there. The 60-second lead now down to just 50 as LG continue to look to climb back in this game.
And it can Slack get it going is the question. I mean, when you're playing United, they are firing on all cylinders like this. You have to have a full 4-man effort. We'll see if he can pick it up over the closing minutes of this game, or will it just be JCap doing dirty work? He does get a couple, but Slack hits the edge there, not gut up, gets caught sprinting. That's 2 easy kills for Silly.
That kind of sums up this map so far from Slack. You see, tries to sprint into the gunfight, gets easily killed off. LG just trying to contest for as long as possible. It's Octane by himself, who will at least take 2 of them to the grave as he puts on quite the individual performance on that hill.
Well, you were trailing by, what, 60 points heading into that, down to 40 now, so you did bring it back a bit if you're LG. Now what can you do here inside of beer? Silly barely able to win a gunfight. He actually got 2, though, over the course of that span. And once again, spawns in control for eUnited. This is something they were really struggling to do on Ardent Force yesterday.
15 kill difference between LG and eUnited right now. It's in favor of eUnited, and that is a big reason why they have the score difference. Clayster in a power position all the way in back garage. You've got Silly in the hard point. Still 2 streaks to their name as well. 1 minute, the lead back up to eUnited in a fantastic spot to take this first map.
The LG, though, did push their way on through with 30 seconds remaining, so they're looking to sit pretty here. Clayster, the low man remaining in the back, will finally get picked up, so you will get all of this time if you're LG. You'll be back into it a bit.
And I think eUnited seeing a lot of success right now, mainly Clayster at 32 and 22, because they're rotating and getting power positions for every single hill. All Clay needs to do is pre-aim with an FG42, and we know how easy it is to rack up kills when you've got that scenario. Look again. He's at this back box. This is a field day for him as he rains down shots into fire.
I just feel like the single biggest thing is getting smoked last night. I think it was a wake-up call. I think it absolutely was. And you mentioned how early they were here. They were talking about it late into the night last night. They know they can't play like that if they want to come in top 4 and play for the playoffs, and they know they're a team that deserves to be there. Right now, keeping it close, but I'll tell you what would be worst-case scenario. If LG does come back and win this in a very close map 1, to those positive vibes we heard that listen and evaporate very quickly.
I have no reason to think that they will right now. The lead's still up at around 50 seconds. LG, they haven't rotated first to a hard point outside of the lower docks in the second rotation and the second hill of the entire map. Outside of that, eUnited is playing better fundamental hardpoint, and it shows right now as they're still up by 50. They're going to get the scrap time, it appears. If John fails to get the gunfight win here, yep, there you go. They'll get the scrap time too.
All right, a third rotation now. LG needs a little bit of what they did early in the game here if they're going to get it done. They start out very well in the first 2 hardpoints. If they can do that same thing, they can win this game. You do still have a streak on Slack to start a bit slow, but starting to pick things up a little bit. Kill feed, predominantly blue now, and top middle, completely controlled by them. And they hold this, and they're right back in. They'll actually have a lead.
I think Slack has the only streak left in the map right now, which is the glide bomb. Okay, so flamethrower still from Clayster, but there can't be much juice left in that. He's gotten a few kills with it already.
Slack's about to get more streaks. We mentioned him needing to step up. He dropped. Okay, he did drop, but he has certainly turned it around from earlier in the game.
If you're LG right now, every second you could stop eUnited from scoring and keep control of the next hill, you're in a great spot.
And I don't know if play clock will come into it at all. A little over a minute, maybe. We'll have to wait and see if there's a lot of contested time. But as they get these final seconds, they will get over that 2:30 mark. This is everything for Luminosity. They've got to have a big hold here in the back. And things seem to be falling apart. Thankfully, JCap spawns into a good position.
Well, it's because of where the rest of the players are from eUnited. You had one in underpass. You had one at lower docks on each side. It forces them to get that back useless spawn, but thankfully they get 3 straight kills. It's Arcides now in the hard point. Glide bomb called in. John doing everything he can to stay alive. If John gets that gunfight win there, I think this is a winnable game for LG. Tall order still to come back in this one.
Not over yet. Not over yet.
He's got to flip sides. He's got to flip sides there.
Still in this. They're spawning in the back and trying to get back into the hard point. But the big thing is going to be the transition to 3. They're going to need a perfect break into docks here if they're going to have any chance of it, because they're going to get these final 20 seconds.
They've got to go now, though.
The question is, can they get a break in here?
And this is where eUnited's seen other success so far this map, Maven. Getting the early rotation, getting locked down for a hill. They know what they need to watch. Their setups look great. You mentioned the small talk earlier on. JCap trying to go for this long flank. There's 2 kills. Do they get the third? No, it doesn't appear so. But, oh my God, he didn't see him. There's a challenge from JCap. LG just broke in.
Oh my God, they can actually do this at the 2:15 mark now. eUnited only need 13 more points. eUnited, you cannot collapse here. You've looked pristine throughout most of the game, but LG, we know how strong they are. Suddenly it's John, though, by himself. Silly makes the plays. He has to push out the back. He's getting hit from the other side as well. He has to do his best to contest. And there's the flamethrower out from Clayster. You mentioned there might be a little bit left in the tank, and it seems there's just enough there. Octane gets in for a second, but that should be it. eUnited get the map 1 victory.
Clayster goes into dad mode right there. 43 kills to lead eUnited to a Game 1 victory on London Docks.
And then it wasn't pretty down the stretch. It got very, very scary. I mean, for a game that they controlled very well through kind of what early to mid game. They were in the lead. They were in a big lead, 60 or so points throughout most of it. But God, for that whole time, I personally felt like LG was going to come back. I just thought they were going to pull off something magic there and get it done. But just not able to hold docks. Clayster and company get the victory and now in control of this series.
What really made that possible was you saw LG get the setup they wanted. They had one player in fire who was kind of watching all of top middle, surveying the map. They knew they were all flooding from Beer side. It was Pristini that got that first kill, that then drew the attention of the backup player who was in the hard point over towards fire. That then splits the attention away from the front push at the lower dock side near Red Train. Once that happens, it's kind of a numbers game from then on out. They got the first kill. They trade efficiently. Great use of the flamethrower all the way at the end there from Clayster. He earned that so early in the game, but saved it for a moment like that, and it pays off big time.
Yeah, I mean, there, especially when it's like a one-on-one in a sense like that, like even if
it's a one-on-one,
but it's the fact he's able to trade no matter what, right? And that's the last player there.
He's still got a teammate behind him. He knows none of these guys are really using armored, so if he just challenges it, he doesn't care if he dies. As long as he tags a player with 1 pixel of that flamethrower, that's a kill.
You like to see it after all the arguing last night, the frustrations. I think Burns said afterwards, like he's like, I was walking back with the team as they were kind of yelling and stuff after the loss. He's like, well, the vibes aren't great right now. You like the vibes you saw after that map 1, and if you're Octane, you're just kind of maybe wondering what went wrong. You know, speaking to him, he does feel they're the best team right now in Division B. Certainly in a game of like Hardpoint, I can tell you he feels they are much more fundamentally sound than eUnited, and eUnited just came in and punched them in the teeth.
Yeah, and they most certainly did, and this now has a signs for me of being a long series, maybe 5 games. We'll see how it plays out. A look at Pristini there, who was a madman earlier this week in CTF. They're going to need him in this one when they go to Game 3, but up next we will have Search and Destroy. There's your map breakdown. Ardennes Forest, S&D up next, and then Ardennes Forest again in CTF, and then Ardennes Forest again in Hardpoint.
I'm almost like wanting like eUnited to win this just to like see what the standings look like after this. Like I feel like it's just going to be almost how it is when we came into this week. Like, oh, and just about anyone can get top 4 still.
Envy will be in first.
That's true.
Don't think that's how I expected the weekend to end, if that's the case.
Hey, we knew they'd hit form eventually. Maybe just doing it quicker than I expected.
Sheesh.
Hook and Slasher today, man. They were terrific. But right now, the storyline about maybe redemption for eUnited, redemption for Clayster. I know he took a lot of flack last night with the performance, and you know, you hate losing to former teammates like he did with FaZe. You saw the video piece last night. Now maybe that anger he feels being directed at Luminosity.
I just went and actually took a look at my phone because I knew my dad was going to have texted me. My dad is the biggest eUnited fan, and already he's texted me, nice, let's see if they can keep that anger in him to get him going in this series.
Oh,
like,
I love it.
He watches, I'll be honest, Twitch trolls out there, my dad watches more COD than you.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. He's always watching.
Oh.
Fantastic father.
He is.
Okay.
Get it started.
All right, let's go. Search. LG, first up. Pressure up mid-map, stun into Clayster. He's got to back away with his life very, very quickly. Does he get an angle on anyone? No, they're able to push through A first. Nice shoulder peek there from Slack, who at least gets away for a moment and is able to dive across. So the A site now completely in control of Luminosity.
What?
How?
2v1. Silly and our city's up against Octane.
I got to go back and watch just... what were the words I said right before that? Luminosity completely in control of the A bomb site. And then Clayster's like, do-do-do-do-do.
Is that the sound he made as he ran in? Octane by himself. 40 seconds left.
A player that can certainly clutch this, especially with the bomb planted. I don't think he actually got a spot onto either of them there. I still don't think he's seen anyone there. Not able to snap. It's tough to tell sometimes in Codcaster, obviously with X-ray, but I thought maybe he saw like an arm or something when he was cutting back across wood, but by the way he played it, I don't think he did.
LG, have no one watch middle map as Clay just sneaks in. Remember, Clay was the one sniping. All he had was that pistol secondary. Love the fact that he meleeed the first guy. That gave him the second to kind of opportunity to snap onto the second player with the pistol to get the 2-piece.
Oh, and enough shots in the pistol too. It's not as easy to get 2 kills with one clip of it as it used to be. It was a bit more powerful. But yeah, great play from Clayster. Fantastic game 1 performance. Looking like he wants to follow that up with a great game 2 performance.
Smoke out middle map. Both teams doing a different type of setup, which is basically sending nobody to A off the break. They'll play for a retake as JCap, who is the closest one to A, is just sitting at the back ice rock.
Shocking. No one sprints up through Cabin Alley and gets 2 kills inside a cabin from Luminosity. Back and forth kills. 3v3. Just over 30 seconds on the clock. Pristini just holding back Cap. Slack tries to be the bait there as he dives across, but the attempted bait and switch there kind of falls apart. And JCap, who's been expending all of his ammo here, trying to get through ice, finally is able to get into position, but there's so little time for him to work with now, Jack.
Yeah, he's got 8 seconds to get 2 kills into the fuse. There's one. Oh, no.
Oh! One more bullet!
Oh!
Silly's made out of steel.
Uh-oh. Wait, is JCap allowed to shoot bodies?
I think that was almost less a shooting body thing and more of a shooting in frustration.
Yeah.
At least that's how I took that. Not as much letting Silly know as he's like, I should have had that clutch, you know?
Wow, that was much closer than it should have been, to be completely honest with you right there. What I will say is I don't like the setup at all from LG on that. eUnited did it as well, but thankfully, you know, Clayster had the heroic two-piece, but I don't like giving up full A control.
And, you know, if you're United, though, I think you did your homework. I mean, what did we talk about with Luminosity on day 1 and day 2? They were just bullying their way onto the B site over and over again. No one could stop them. What do you do to stop it? You stack 3 here, and everyone gets wiped out on their team.
Yeah. Clayster just yelled, "My bad, dude," because he teammated Arcides, which gave the chance for LG to swing.
What else do you do, though? Like, you watched them mow through Epsilon, I believe, mow through Unilad when they were going towards the B site. What else can you do other than put 3 players there?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe hit somebody through mid. I mean,
the only other thing I can think is, instead of having your player go towards middle, he goes to the A wall. And then you have the player that's in mid ruins watching the mid cross, but then again, there's a timing where the guy, if he sprints right through mid with airborne, he can get there quicker. So I get it,
but it tells me, at least by them doing that, that I think it feels to me that they've been at least watching Luminosity's attacks in this.
2-1 United. Silly spots one at fire and just gets gunned by John. Beautiful shots from John to snap on him right there.
John has these rounds where he just goes off.
Yeah.
It was what was the one we casted? I think on day 1 where he's got that crazy 3-piece where he got top ruin, just soars off it, flies into broken and kills 2 more. It's one of those guys, man, when he's feeling it. After that first kill, he just keeps going. Just slaughtered the eUnited side.
2-2. Close, just like the hard point throughout it. eUnited. Talk about a series that could save their first week.
Let's see what the United defense does this time. It looks to be the same thing, except no, one player's more towards mid this time than A, but there's still 3 inside. This time, though, it's a mid hit from Luminosity. Are they going to realize they have 3 to deal with? Not going to matter. They're picking them apart again, and this is just the power, the raw power of Luminosity.
What did John just do to live right there?
He kept running.
Dances around everyone. Oh, that actually works out perfectly for Clay. Can't get out, though, with his life. LG 3 rounds in a row to go up by 1.
I seriously need to just have someone make me a montage of every single Luminosity B attack on this map this weekend. I think I can think of like 1 time that I've seen it stopped. Like, honestly, they've just been so powerful there.
Well, the issue is Clay, who's going middle, doesn't have armored on. So he's getting stunned and has to hide because he's 1 shot from a nade that they're just sprinting right through mid-map without getting tagged up at all. They're full health. And they're hitting it with like 2 or 3 players, and you could see United just have no answer.
Well, United want to try the same thing. They try to smoke it off, and Octane's just going to try to get top. He actually gets a nice timing there on the grenade that was meant for him, but the rest of his teammates dropping. He has the ability to clutch from this position, though. Cuts down 2, cuts out a 3rd. He's weak, pulls out the pistol, and able to pick it up. Octane now working on the ace in a 1v1 up against Clay. He spotted him. He spotted him. Inching his way up top. 1-on-1 for the ace. Clay wants to push him, and Clay is gunned. Wow.
Top 5 play.
It's like, what do you do against that? You get the entry kill. He's smoked out. Nades flying at him up top. His teammate to work with him, B, is gone. And Octane's like, nah, just take a seat, eUnited. Take a seat. Good job in map 1.
My goodness. What a performance on that round from Octane. Gets full streaks, 10-2, taking matters into his own hands as he wants to tie the series 1-1.
Again, what you call getting Octaned.
Look, man, Clay keeps going. Look, they're getting... this is an example where United need to adapt. Get the sniper out of Clayster's hands, get him in mid-map with an armored gun because you're not hitting shots at Octane when he's ripping your team like this. It's time to put the sniper away.
Every time they hit B, it's like that. It's just, they go, there's gunfights for 5 seconds, and the rest of the team's dead. And I get what you're saying, you need to adapt, but I've seen 3 different teams now try to adapt.
No,
4 different teams.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Clayster's gone middle map with a sniper 3 times, and every time has been stunned out of his position to where he can't fire back on middle. The only reason why eUnited won that first round is because they didn't watch the... LG missed watching the middle map push. So Clay got that 2-piece. He needs to have armored on if he's going to go there again next round, or else LG are going to do the same strategy again and flood right on in and win the damn game.
It looks like it's not going to end here, with them on defense at least, as Octane dropped first, so not going to have a performance like he did their last defensive round. John, I just want you to know that I hate your red dot.
Well, he doesn't. He's got that kill.
I can't. Just the standard one bothers me.
He'll peek towards middle. 30 seconds left. 1 versus 3. You see everyone through the Codcaster X-ray. So here's what I want to do. Off the start of the next round, I want to watch John on LG throw the stun. And then I want to swap to Clayster right after. So I want to check if Clayster has armored. Then I want to go to John to see if he throws a stun. Then I want to go back to Clayster if he goes middle.
Okay. And we'll see. I hope LG doesn't change anything. I know they have the streaks to play behind, but if I were them, I'd say screw the streaks and just do what you've been doing.
Because those rounds haven't really even been close.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. So let's watch and see if Clayster is armored. He's going to go middle. He needs to have it on if he's going to go there. Look at that. He does have armored. Now let's go over to LG. John doesn't throw the same stun this time. But they're going to send 2 middle. Look. Oh, wow. LG realized they can't just sprint into B.
This time. Finally it gets slowed down, and John maybe should have had the opening pick, but he's not able to finish the kill. JCap does answer with a grenade, but JCap drops at the same time, so now it's a 2 versus 2. They're both coming through mid-cut. Slack did get some information there. He's going to need some help from Octane. Octane just wants to call on the street. Neither has Mountain Clayster. We'll see you maybe next map if it ends here.
Octane's about to get in his power position at 14-3 with a mortar and the bomb down at a 2v1. This game's done.
Octane's pretty good.
Yeah. 15-3 for Octane. My goodness. And what's funny is, it takes Clay so long to switch off of Mountain that the round that he would love to have Mountain.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually true. It's actually true.
They just adapted too late. You talked so much early on about how you love how it looks like they've done their research. Didn't really look like it to me in the midway to that.
Well, I mean, what I mean by that is like how heavily they were stacking like the mid side.
I know.
It looked like they were trying to, but it clearly wasn't working. And I mean, that's not even like a knock as much to United, because that's how this has gone every single time I've casted Arden Forest for Luminosity. They've just been steamrolling people.
Yeah, I think my thing is Clayster being in middle map with armored scope there in the second round they tried that instead of the fourth gives them a chance. Those guys just sprinted in. He wasn't getting smoked off. All they were doing was throwing a stun and a nade. If he held that angle, and he knows it too. He knows it as it got that late. It completely changed up how LG had to play that final offense, but at that point they had streaks, and Octane was already at 15 kills. LG have now tied the series 1-1. This is our final match of the night. Division B action continues when we come back.
Series now tied up at 1 apiece, one that looks to be going the distance. eUnited striked first, but Luminosity quickly answered on search and destroy. Now heading to CTF, who will get the edge? I hope this is one that I want to give him 5. We've had a couple 3-0s today. I want a long one.
Yeah, this one can still definitely go either way. Both teams have shown ups and downs in this series. LG on the hard point looked great off the break, then really kind of fall off as the game goes on. On the other hand, eUnited have a solid start to the S&D, and then it's LG who really takes over, especially on offense. Great call, Maven, with the expectation of what they were going to do, which is just flood the B site over and over and over. CTF, though, on Ardennes Forest up next. Remember, this is our final match of the week. We'll be back again on Tuesday for more coverage, but there will be national circuit matches tomorrow. We'll still have, I believe there's a 2K this weekend, right? So yeah, still a ton of Call of Duty World League action. You won't want to miss any of it.
Yeah, I mean, that search for Luminosity, I think it's one of those, if it's not broke, don't fix it, until people start stopping us.
It's almost like TK.
With their defense set up right, and then finally people start to adapt. But I almost feel like LG's almost harder in a way to deal with this. It's just like, even with 3 people there was tough. But here we go. This is a mode where last night Pristini was exceptional. We saw him win a lot of key gunfights to give them a chance in this. I know it's where eUnited ultimately ended up dropping to phase. And for LG, I mean, this is a map and mode they lost to Unilad, so they certainly haven't been flawless here.
30 seconds in. JCap just... Wow. Arcity's ridiculous shots right there to cut him down, and John gets a 2-piece, but it looks like eUnited will at least flood Pristini up the side. 3-1 right now. Will he go for a pull? Not as of yet, but there it is, and everyone's OEing on LG, so if Silly can get 1 kill here... Oh, but he doesn't. I was going to say, this could be a great spot for eUnited to be in.
Both flags out.
Stalemate time.
Play now picks it up. Octane maybe with a chance to make a play if he kills Silly. He's on the receiving end of a headshot, though, and he will end up dropping. Silly trying to stay alive and then just pops onto Slacked. Nice couple of kills. Here comes the flood. There's only going to be 2 players up right now. It's going to be Octane trying to cover JCap. JCap drops the flag. It's all on Octane. Octane in the back is going to have to go huge. They're hitting him from every side, and there's the kills. There's the return. There's the cap. eUnited up 1-0, and they're looking to do more damage here. The stun not enough. Another grenade coming in. Gets in, though. Gets in, and he should be gone. He's got Arcity's here at mid-map. What a relay here from eUnited.
Yeah, he is stunned, though, again. We've already seen once. Only as infantry hunker on. One player trailing. He's got teammates there. No! Silly watching over. Will he dive in on time? Stunned again. Placer trying to watch his middle map. Now they've got to watch the ruins, Zoe, but there's the cap. Full streaks as well. eUnited up 2-0.
Wow, and I'll tell you what, I mean, a lot of that started for Pristini, getting a couple of big kills at mid-map that opened up that push forward.
I thought we were going to have a long stalemate, so I was going through talkback telling our director, hey, I'd love to do, an Astro listen and hear how the teams go for the retake, maybe swap from one side when one team goes on the push, swap to the other when the other team goes to recover. Next thing you know, in one kind of big punch, eUnited push on through.
Yes, Silly was
get the return, and then get the rally. So, all right, listen, we'll have to come later.
Well, Pristini now in a deadly position as well, but he kind of needs an FG42 to at least help him out here. He won't be able to make a play as JCap wraps behind him there with the bar. And now LG start to move forward, and they're just thinking, what happened to us? We had a great search, and we just got thumped a bit in the opening moments here of this CTF.
2 minutes left in this one, at least in the first half. Slack. Nice shots on Pristini as he uses the cover behind cabin. Silly gets the quick trade, and again, that lane now clear.
It's wild just how different CTF can be sometimes. Before that kill, Octane had 1 kill in 3 minutes. It's just like, he's coming off, what, a 15-kill S&D?
Yeah.
3 minutes of respawn gameplay, and he only had a kill. It's nuts. This map can really, really slow down.
JCap rocking the bar. Oh, I was about to say, goes to pick up the PPSH, and in that brief moment, nearly died. Thankfully for eUnited fans, Silly again, the 2-piece. He's now 9-7. Stops the offensive play from LG.
LG get anything on the board. I mean, the one positive thing, again, if you're new to maybe watching this, eUnited does have the favored side, so the 2-0 edge surely not insurmountable here for Luminosity. but they need to make sure no other cap gets through. One of their players had to wrap back. I believe that was Octane, just in case there was an overextension through field. Silly's been gunning, man.
He's,
Absolutely gunning.
I think it's his third or fourth two-piece of this map so far. 50 seconds left inside one. Pristini, just like the first pull for eUnited, was the furthest pushed up. He does die to the hands of JCap there. JCap using the bar. We've seen Classic use it a little bit. John, I believe, as well, has brought out once or twice. Again, just more of a player preference. FG still reigns supreme, though.
30 seconds remaining here. Pristini still has a glide bomb. And that's, you don't want a flamethrower. Another one of those times where you just wish you would have artillery. Maybe it won't come into play, but it'd be something nice to have, especially when you're trailing, especially when you have this lead going into a half, might be something where you could hold off a push, hold off a flag run.
Even more the fact that they're on the preferred side.
Yeah.
You know, they get that 2-0 lead at the end of the half. Now they'll flip to where it'll be a little bit tougher to get pulls. A little bit easier for LG to defend in the pro player's mind, but... Sorry, I'm listening right now to Clayster.
Yeah, I was trying to hear what he was saying, too.
You're probably not surprised to hear this, but there are players that call out at all different volumes. Clayster is absolutely at the highest, probably right next to Josh for mid-reserve, who's very loud.
It's true.
I'm trying to think of anyone else.
I still hear him talking.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's just taken over for this team. And I think they need it. They need someone to just really take command and get them back in the right mindset. He had that crazy 43-kill game in map 1. He blamed himself for certain round losses in that game too. And then here in CTF, a very important reason why they are up 2-0 alongside Silly and Pristini.
This would be a big, big score for eUnited in this second half. eUnited still pressuring. It's Silly in front. Silly trying to make the plays there, and he actually guns both. Silly trying to make the plays. I want to hear him on this offensive push, even as Silly drops, though. The rest coming off a spawn. eUnited trying to take control of this series. Let's toss it to an Astro listening.
Let me know when you have it.
I have it.
All right, now post up. And no, everyone post the fuck up. We're only using streaks for defense. Let's go. Post up.
Inner weak.
Can you get you?
You have my quad, right?
I don't have you yet. I stun him,
Slide. One shot, you.
One shot, right side you.
You can turn around. I'll look my own quad.
Nice, dude, last year you. It was John and Slack.
Hey, both on me. One's going fire tank. I hit one of them, weak.
You went fire alley.
One pushing cabin alley. Cap already got the cabin alley. Cap's already cabin alley. Big win, nice. Right. Cap his first hard point on cabin alley.
One bell.
Careful the mid pinch.
Inside bunker. I have inside bunker.
Careful mid pinch.
Nice, good job.
I'm gonna go to you.
Yo, window.
Cap and Octane.
I'll kill him.
I'm stunning window.
No, there's two windows.
Octane and then Cap. Octane and Cap. I'm holding their quad. He's stunned over you.
Nice. Let's go. 3-3. Slide.
Post up again.
Let's get on their point. One shot on their point. Everyone get posted up.
Yeah,
Get over there. They haven't spawned yet. It was Cap just spawned. All right, hold it. Sit on the lane.
Right back into it. Still the same score line. Advantage to eUnited. Remember, you still have that glide bomb on Pristini. You hear the fire and the passion of the guys. The vocal leader, Clayster, trying to lead them to this map 3 victory.
And he's just holding this Ruins lane. Look at how defensive they are right now. They've got them completely pinned in their base. John with the opening. John with 2, and there you go. Now they can breathe a little bit, develop some map positioning. The third as well. It's Silly all by himself as the rest of eUnited are on 7.5-second respawn delays. Dude, you might as well count that as another 2-piece for Silly, because he gets one, weakens his second far enough that literally one bullet from Octane team kills. Well, how many times have we seen that this map?
A lot. And I think over this half, it's one of those things where, yes, if you're playing from the side for eUnited, what's your best defense is a good offense sometimes. You keep the pressure on. You never allow Luminosity to get set up and make plays. Pristini should have 2 here. I thought he was going to get a little help from you. Clayster does finally finish it. But now you're getting a desperation time with just over 2 minutes left. There has been what seems like no crack in the defense or offense, really, from eUnited. Like, they just haven't allowed any of those kind of 3 or 4 down scenarios, which will open it up for LG.
That's the thing. They haven't gotten a wave of kills in the eUnited base if you're Luminosity Gaming. You continue to get them in your own spawn. There's 3. Again, Octane, just like the S&D, taking matters into his own hands.
He's not going to expect that spawn.
Yeah, that's the rough part. The close spawn. And the thing was, he had the right mindset. He had armored on Maven. If he pulled that and there was a stun that hit him, it would basically do nothing.
Did he have a teammate pushed up towards Bell? I honestly, I didn't see at the time, but I just don't think he, for a second, expected that deep spawn with what he was looking at.
No.
May have had somebody near Bell.
Now he's the furthest pushed up the map, and all he's at his cabin. And he has no intentions of going forward yet as he wants to try to kill this player outside ice. That was proceeding with the flamethrower. We'll have to wait 7.5 seconds to get back in the action. Just over 1 minute left. Still possible for LG, but it's looking quite grim.
Is this the touch? Octane did get it. He's got to win a lot of gunfights. I just looked at the minimap. I'm like, he's about to be swarmed.
And there you see our city's 2 more streaks for the side of eUnited. Clayster had already mentioned in that listen, and we're using these streaks defensively. We're making sure we close out this map. Yes, would they love to cap more flags? Sure, but they had no intentions of making that their top priority. More than anything, it was just to keep this score in their favor.
And think about how the scores came in that instant rally, right? So it's a 2-0 scoreline, and 2 of the scores came in, what, 45 seconds?
Yep.
So the 10 minutes of gameplay, like all that damage done so quickly, and eUnited's never really had to look back.
Now they're just kind of peeling away at the setup. The furthest pushed up they remove. There's Slack. They'll get the call out. They know, hey, he's somewhere in the middle map. Silly cleans him up. Who's the next furthest pushed up? It's JCap. He's been spotted. He's now dead. They know the final 2 are off spawn. GG. eUnited will now go up 2-1 as we head back to Hardpoint. What a ridiculous storyline it would be if they beat LG in 2 hardpoints in this best of 5.
Yeah.
To win 3-1.
I mean, this would just be... I know we had some great stories of redemption and great stories of improvement over a very quick period of time in Division A. I don't usually expect it to happen overnight, but it would certainly feel that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be overnight. Just going from losing the Phase 3-0 in the fashion they did to coming in and beating LG. I mean, that would shut up some fans, that's for sure.
Octane did what he could with this 3-piece just outside bunker, but LG really could not get anything going in that map. And they now find themselves in a different type of scenario, down 2-1 in the best of 5.
And I'm wondering if it's, like, obviously it's a map they like to play. They played it several times this week, but against Unilad, they looked just not good. Not a lot of offense, just getting outplayed, a very stagnant game. Maybe stagnant's not the right word, but sort of like what I call that almost. Just very few offense, not a lot of pulls. Like, that's how it felt against eUnited as well. So I don't know if it's something that LGS needs to improve on that particular map and mode, but I haven't casted one where I've been like, dang, LG look really, really good on Arden Forest.
LG coming into the series had lost 1 map. They've now lost 2 in this best of 5 alone. Another thing to take away, CTF, I believe overall, they're now 2-2 split in the game mode because they lost the one to Unilad.
Yes, also Unilad and Arden.
They now just lost that one there.
Here in Arden, and I can't remember where their victories were, actually. I'd have to look back at it. God, they all blend together at this point. But I'm wondering if they won in Arden yet, if maybe they both came on docks.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, yeah.
Yeah, they may have won in Arden, but, I mean...
I think it's safe to say CTF is definitely a weak point right now for LG.
Yeah. You could definitely say that. And it's weird because I feel like it shouldn't be. Like, we talk all the time about LG and how they seem to have all the pieces. Their communication seems to be top-notch. Like, why is this somewhere... I mean, I guess struggling is not the right word yet. They lost a couple of CTFs, but see if that's something that can improve. And then for United, I don't know. I mean, again, Burns, their manager, coach, or whatever the hell his title is, he was saying, man, it's small talk. And I was listening to the team like yell at each other and argue, and they're like, it's not small talk, it's this, and they were yelling a lot of stuff that I can't repeat. And he's like, no, it's just small talk. And I mean, God, it's like I'm almost tending to agree with him a little bit right now.
Well, as we get ready for this next map to start it up, we do have to present our CWL play of the game, presented by Scuff Gaming. It's Rustini's play inside 1. You saw him dive forward. This was for the flag return. This also gave eUnited the 1 capture lead. You see on the other side of the minimap, the score came on through from Clayster. But then Rustini goes back, gets the kill onto Slack, dives forward through the nade, and gets out with his life.
And that was a big play by both brothers because Pristini gets stunned and gets the 1 kill, great. But if RCs doesn't get the kill from mid-map on the second one spawning and pushing out a Bell, that doesn't happen either.
And it was obviously great, everything Pristini did, but even more importantly, his teammates, while he was stunned, had his cutoffs, had his back, made sure he could get in with the capture. That's what gave eUnited the 2-0 lead, and they held it for 8 minutes straight. That's your play of the game, presented by Scuff Gaming. Map 4 about to begin. Arden, Forest, Hardpoint, Maven. Are we going to a game 5 or just ending here?
Yeah, we're going to game 5.
I think so too.
I'd like to say eUnited taking 2 hard points off of Luminosity. I've seen crazier things. I saw Mind Freak beat Optic Gaming in 2 hard points.
True.
So it's certainly possible. I mean, anything seems to be in this damn league. But I just don't think so. I think part of the reason they won the first hard point was a bit of a slow start from Slacks. Once he started to pick it up, LG played them even, if not a little bit better. They brought it back really towards the end. I think it's a pride thing right now from LG. You know, you're feeling confident. You're sitting at the top. You don't want to be looking up at Indy after this.
Arcity's, he's got to go big this map. Sorry. Just being honest, dude.
Nah, he was giving you this love eyes.
No, I think the cameras that we use on stage, they have these things called tally lights. And basically when this light turns on and is red, it lets you know that, hey, this is the camera that's being used on broadcast. So
that's not what it was. He heard you.
Okay. I'd hope not, as those are soundproofing headsets.
That'd be a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I definitely was not talking that loud.
That would be a problem. Well, guys, just waiting to hop into map 4. If you're still with us and you've been watching,
okay, he does have one ear
all
off.
the coverage of the Pro League. He does. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the stream. There is a lot of CWL action to come. All of this, you know, consider part of the road to champs. It's going to be fun to watch it develop. You know, we've been doing this a long time, Jack, and it feels so early in the year, but in a blink, man, it feels like we're going to be at champs. Just trying to savor this, because there are going to be a lot of amazing matches through the Pro League.
eUnited and LG, I'd expect these rosters to stay together through COD Champs. I think a lot of the roster mania that we'll see this year has come, except for maybe some of the bottom teams that either are on the verge of relegation between Stage 1 and Stage 2. Let's get it started, though. Arden Forest.
Who's winning champs, Jack?
No comment. Deal with it.
I'm going to say something just to piss people off.
Do it.
Envy. For what reason? I don't know. I just think that the first 2K name being 2018 COD Champs is funny. And if they were to actually win it after all the flack, that'd be kind of awesome.
Here we go. Countdown timer at 13 seconds. I just think this is going game 5. I really do.
Yeah, it is. It certainly is. Unless, I mean, Clayster dropped 43 map 1. Maybe he can pull another rabbit out of the hat here and just pound Luminosity one more time on the way to a series victory. There we go. Silly, who had a lot of big kills, but look at all these smokes out, making sure they can't watch the cross, so Silly's going to run in. And he's going to have a couple players ready and waiting for him. First one's John, able to locate the kill. There is a second player from LG that can pick up the hard point. That's going to be Octane. But I like that. The double smoke there of that wood wall. Make sure the FG42s of eUnited can't make a play on the cross, and you can get your player straight to the hard point.
Silly just trying to do what he can to live and give himself a chance to fight back for this hill. LG have nobody inside of it, but they're just wiping everyone on eUnited off the map.
Yeah, to get control, it works out, but it was like a long time. Like, look how much is already off the play clock. Like, there was a lot of time that went by there where it seemed they had control, but weren't actually picking up any time. And maybe that was partially just Silly pushing all the way into bunker kind of disrupted things.
Yep, and LG will have a great start, just like the first hard point, but we can't count eUnited out. Remember in that one, they were down by about 50 to 60 seconds just in 2 hills.
Now, I think what's good here for eUnited, this particular map, is this is where you got beaten in an embarrassing manner last night by FaZe. So you had to go back, you had to watch it, you had to look over things and see what went wrong. And you feel like this is a team that can fix their mistakes. And if they do that, that could be all the difference here. And right now, I mean, just this hold, right now for the opening 20 seconds and winning a rotation, like, I don't think that I saw that once last night against FaZe. I'm not kidding. Like, it was just that bad of a blowout.
Well, it's also what gave them the opportunity to win that first map on London Docks. Remember, they were out-rotating LG over and over. Octane floods on through. He gets 4 kills and basically wipes all of eUnited to get LG towards the hard point. Slack there on your kill feed with a 3-piece of his own. LG back up by 20. As eUnited again will decide to just rotate to the new hill and look to set up for a full 60.
Bristini gets the better of John in the one-on-one. If he can keep doing that, that'll be a big part of them maybe getting this victory. But eUnited once again set up early. Now, the rotating wasn't the issue. It was winning the gunfights in transition, and, well...
That's a worst-case scenario.
That's a lot of what happened last night.
That's not that far of a rotation for one, and two, they're only having to keep one player at the last hard point with like 15 seconds left. So, I mean, you're sending 3 up to the map. You could expect 1 to be in bunker. So at the worst, you got yourself in maybe a 3v3, 3v2. And LG, when you get the entry like that, it doesn't get much easier to then hold this bunker when they've got to charge across hill with no streaks.
And just think about like that's partially maybe a mistake from eUnited, but just the brute force of Luminosity, like the ability to sweep them there at the opening seconds of bunker, like that's a difference in what, basically what, 50 or so points?
Yep.
If not more, just because they sweep it so cleanly.
Now this is a huge swing now for LG, up by 70 seconds. As they are just all over the kill feed. Octane 11 and 5 on a 4 streak. There's another kill for JCap. Quick trade from Silly. United will have early control of this next hard point, but you'd expect these nades to continue to stream on through for LG. There's one.
Stick with Octane through this. Just see if he can pick up these mortars.
Yes, he can.
There you go.
13 and 5. Swaps back to the AR. He'll get the quick reload, too, and look to challenge whoever comes to middle map.
John with a couple of kills there. 20 seconds or so remaining, and this has been a big chunk of time on East Road for Luminosity. Not usually a hard point where you get too many points. This has been what? That might end up being almost 30 or so, 40 straight points you got there? I mean, how often do you see that?
This is bad right now.
How often?
142 to
Never.
28.
Oh, that was a great grenade.
This is almost like when LG faced EG, right?
Yeah.
Or when FaZe faced eUnited.
Silly just hiding in this pocket. He's 9 and 13, probably his quietest map of the day so far. Waiting to see if any pressure comes in. There's one, and John gets the better of him right there. John continuing to get these entries. He's 15 and 11.
Yeah, he's been huge. And last time I looked at, remember I was mentioning kind of the Pristini in his matchup. I think John was like 3 and 6. He has improved drastically from there. The kill feed slacked. My God, he got the grenade kill and then finishes a third off actually there with the headshot. I mean, just if you look at this last night's match versus FaZe United and this one, they should be banning this map.
Yeah. No, like positive 13 now is Luminosity Gaming and Slang. They're up by over 2 minutes. You've got full streaks on Octane. You've got Slack, who's about to earn streaks of his own. If we can go to him really quick. Oh, no! Just as he goes to get the points, he gets killed off.
Yeah, he needed like 1 more second there, right? He wouldn't even need to win that gunfight. John is just inside of the spawn of eUnited, basically picking up kills. There is a bit of a split, though, that comes in. So I think it's RCs that spawns all the way out in bunker. He's able to get into bunker from safety for just a second. But think about that fighter pilot. You don't really get a lot of kills, but it does buy you at least a little bit of time. But unfortunately for you, Pristini has one as well, and he answers right back. So that ends up being a great counter streak there to make sure Luminosity doesn't get a free 20, 30 seconds.
Mortar coming in, Silly will die of that one. So LG will go for the scrap time, and this is getting to the point where because of how big of a lead LG have, Maven, eUnited, they're going to have to start pushing every scrap time. They're going to have to start giving up good setups to make sure they can even get 5 seconds on a hill. This is just, it's one of those number differences that's basically almost insurmountable. You're down by 2.5 minutes of time. LG could go AFK for 2.5 minutes and we would still have a tied game.
Yeah, this has been a rough one. And it's just like, my God, I mean, for eUnited to get that map 1 victory, they needed, what, 43 at a Clayster. They're all hyped, and it's still this close game. Then you look at this one, it's just like, Luminosity is winning this with ease, man.
It's just when LG gets set up on a map like this where they can breathe a little bit, maybe a little bit less than London Docks like we saw earlier. They're just such a tough team to break.
I almost would like, you know, Merc was talking about it on Twitter about doing some map breakdowns maybe. I'd like him to like break down FaZe versus United here and LG versus United here and like just help understand why this is going so poorly for United. Like, is it more FaZe and Luminosity has had these, you know, out of their mind maps, or are there a lot of little mistakes that are being made because the score lines have been tough.
AR in Octane's hand has been dominant so far this map at 23 and 12. 235 to 58. LG still in this middle street hard point. Slacked another 2-piece. I mean, you've got one last player here if you're eUnited who can even give you a chance. At this point, I think you just let it end. 250 to 58 is about to be the score. Dominance from LG to force the game 5.
Well, feel good about my pick for this to go to a game 5.
Yeah, right.
And I told you, maybe a pride thing. Like, this is a series LG wants to be undefeated. They don't want to be looking up from second place. And, well, they came out with a bit of fire there. Wow.
I can tell you that is still a map in game mode that eUnited need more work on.
Over 2, what did they score last night? By 80? Or by, maybe it was more than that. I feel like it was like 80, 89. They all mixed together at this point. But the point is, over 2 of those in the past 24 hours, collectively, they've not scored many points. That's a stat.
Yep. That's a rough game right there for eUnited, but a great game for LG. Everything you could want from each role really comes into play. Whether it's, retaking hard points, whether it's breaking, whether it's your submachine gun player sprinting around and getting kills and entries, and John and Slack. You get it all done right there. And Octane in full command, like always, for LG with the FG42.
Wow, brilliant stuff there from Luminosity. Incredible, incredible stuff. But you see the shot of eUnited. Clayster and the boys talking it over.
Clayster and the boys still going back and forth, trying to figure out exactly what they need to do in game 5. When we come back, our final map of the week between LG and eUnited, 2 North American powerhouses. I don't know which way this is going to go. Honestly, it's a coin flip. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you in a few.
Final match of the night, final match of the week, and it's going to a Game 5 eUnited Luminosity. And I mean, how important is this for LG? Not very, as you're sitting at the top. Yes, you'd love the W, but this means a lot more to eUnited right now.
Yes, it most certainly does, but at the same time, LG, they believe they're the best team in this division. They want to prove they're the best team in this division. And by doing that, they win this Game 5, winning both Search and Destroys and dominating the one hard point to win the 3 of the 5 maps.
Yeah, I mean, Arden for them was, I mean, they're very, very tough to beat. I don't know what map that I would look at and be like, okay, I feel really good about eUnited's chances. I know they beat Splice like 6-1 on Texas is where they looked really strong. Not so much against FaZe, but against Splice, they look great there. I don't know. I mean, Game 5s, it's hard to pick either way for me. I just feel like there's so much pressure on teams. Anything can happen. We talk about Clayster. He can be Mr. Map 5. He's a guy that can go very clutch. But on St. Marie, I don't know that in my head, at least right now, we haven't seen enough of these guys on these maps yet one weekend to really heavily favor somebody here.
Honestly, I've been casting just so much Arden Far Search and Destroy. I couldn't be happier. St. Marie Search and Destroy for Game 5. It's perfect. That's why it's the marquee match of the week, in my opinion. That's why it's a Game 5. eUnited versus LG. Who will end their week at a high note? eUnited on offense to kick things off.
All right. Let's see where they opt to go. We can hop out of this sky cam because it looks like it is going to be a push over towards A. On defense, it's going to be Octane that has to deal with it, but the combination of Pristini and Arcides, the twins, able to pick him up. Pristini now pushing through the back, trying to catch JCap as well. JCap quickly rotates, and he's getting picked up. Look at this. This brother duo right now is just flooring through A.
You love to see it. There was a smoke that got thrown middle map, which let them cross the bomb as well without that AR doing too much damage. Slack is able to get one to make it a 2 versus 3. Close encounter for Pristini. Should have help from Arcides. No, not yet. There you go. Clayster gets the cleanup.
On Slacked. Slack, it's one easy one. One-on-one. 25 seconds. Tried to juke the kill cam there, I think, maybe.
Yep.
Get back to mid-map.
So
gotta go.
Little time.
Gotta go, yeah.
Arcides only needs to do his check once.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
Round win. Oh!
Wow.
No. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have
Wow.
it. Round win United.
You get 3 kills, though.
Yep. Absolutely. And that was Slack, who did go to top middle window in the break of the round. He was smoked off, which is why you saw Arcides and Pristini have the ability to just run right across A. It also helps they get the first blood there as well.
That makes sense. I wonder why they were just able to
Yep.
mow their way through there.
Setup strategy from United. They know the map has changed. Throw in that smoke to cut off top window. Something unique, something that I love to see.
LG, they like to bully their way on B on Arden. Looks like they're thinking about doing the same here. On St. Marie, there's... Okay. Arcides, though, has gotten the tower, so you get that first pick. Now play behind it. Don't need to get crazy. 2 players got into B very quickly, so, you know, Luminosity, if they pushed through that, they were still in trouble. Especially if they don't have any grenades left to work with.
Now they're just going to develop other areas of the map. JCap with the bomb, slowly rotating on over. You can see those blue arrows focusing their attention towards Middle Street. And the A site. No one there for eUnited. It's going to be up to Clayster to make the calls from top mid window.
Yeah, a lot of times that player top window can combine a grenade with somebody that's maybe outside stables onto a planted A, but you just have 1 grenade here from Clayster, and he's actually going to be cleaned up. So now you've got a free site. Silly's not going to do much from here with a PPSH. At least towards the A site. He is able to tag up Slack. Slack wants to re-challenge. Slack very close to streaks. Got to be kind of careful. He knows he needs 1 more bullet. Actually, a lot less damage done to him than I thought there.
Arcides kills JCap. This is a winnable round if you're eUnited. And yeah, this is, I love this. They're going to flood out one side, try to just go for it. John with 1, John with 2. Beautiful shots there as he gets the headshot and quickly transitions to the second.
So John's got a couple kills in a row. Did he get the plant down? No. The player got killed right after that, or was it John? Who ended up getting the plant down? Did Cap get it down before he died?
I'm not exactly
okay,
sure.
well, I'm just curious because Slack is still on the street.
I would assume Cap got it down before he died.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
keep in mind, Slack is still alive.
Yes. So he's close to streaks. I was just wondering if John was close as well. Well, again, the United just wants to test them at A. Clayster, well, gone early in this round as Slack does his best fellow impression and just sprints through mid-restaurant to get a kill.
What are you doing?
Pristini. That's another easy one for him. Arcity's traded out. Slack 6-0. Slack should have all his streaks once he gets this kill. Slack 7-0. We're 3 rounds in.
And now United, they know this. They know he's got full streaks. They know he's got all these tools to work with. Are they going to have to start running Mountain? LG, they love to push B. Well, guess what? Now, if you want to push B on offense, you just take the site, call in the streak right behind it.
And you got to think, yeah, you're not going to have airborne maybe from United to BGN, especially if they all go Mountain. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, and then there was 1 infantry, right? Or did everyone end up switching?
No, I think
they all switthed. Okay.
Arcity's, what is Arcity's doing? What are they doing? Can we switch to Arcity's, please? Okay. His teammate was looking at him like it was weird. Silly was like staring at him that whole time. Now they begin to push in. Here comes the glide bomb. Everyone's got Mountain, but they know there's got to be someone here. They whiff. 1 streak used.
Change the Mountain pays off. Oh, nice shots by Slacked. He is unreal right now.
But he's got flamethrower on.
8 in a row. Didn't he? Was he the one that had the same thing in the CTF, or was that somebody else? Oh, was that was Pristini? That was Pristini.
Yeah, but still, flame. Ooh, there you go. That's how Slack does his first death.
All right.
But how much more would you love to have an artillery or a mortar for the B-bomb site than a flamethrower?
Quite a bit more. Clayster trying to get away with his life. They're all pushing into red. Pristini is able to help for a moment, but John does trade it out. John now the last alive, and he will be picked up. So another round here to United.
But they used the glide bomb for LG, so
Sure.
1 streak down. I'm wondering if they, in earlier rounds, kept track of the 3 tiers of streaks Slack was using. Like, do they think he's got the flamethrower, or do they think that he's using what you'd expect, the artillery or the mortar strike?
I'm going to laugh if he gets a kill with it.
The only place I can see you saying, okay, flamethrower is good on this map, is if John were to sprint into B and lay down just outside that front door and just kind of sprayed the flamethrower as they try to take the site.
Yeah, I don't think you need to even try and explain why it might be useful, because it's not going to be. Clayster trying to spray. Octane decides to hit his 3 shots.
And that's actually Octane's first kill of the game. Quiet start for him at 1-4.
Yeah, from a guy that dropped 15 in game 2. Slack's the one that's taken over. You do get the plant, and Slack not able to finish it before he hits the edge. Unfortunately, though, United loses another player in the process, so it will be a 4v2. Arcity's and Silly of United have to try and make the clutch here. Slacked. Trying to get reads mid-map. Now Octane spots him, just goes soaring out a window. He might get caught here. I think he's safe from the grenade. He's buying a lot of time. Octane buying a ton of time as they're trying to kill him mid, and somehow, after he gets tagged, is able to win that one gunfight, but there is going to be 2 players still left. Not enough time. And Octane, I mean, there was 2 players focused on him in map for a solid probably 10 seconds there, which at least burned a lot of clock.
Yeah, and the reason why they were able to defuse that is because of how much time he did buy for his team. Nice stuff there. Putting LG back up 3-2 on this map. They still have a fighter pilot and flamethrower to their name.
It's just funny to say, like, they still have the flamethrower.
Oh, yeah. It's very threatening in the open fields by A. Clayster gets
That's back-to-back rounds where Clayster is just... Well, that's actually 3 rounds now out of 6 where Clay's been first-blooded, right? Because remember outside of Cube, he was also taken out?
Wouldn't surprise me how Octane's shooting.
Well, 2 of them have been Octane, just killing him very, very fast. But yeah, Clay has not had a fun map. As his last 3 deaths have been almost... Sheesh. Well, Octane started slow. He's found his rhythm again.
I mean, pinpoint accuracy. Doesn't get much better than this.
Boop, boop, boop. Tag, you're it.
The 3-bullet kill is what makes the FG one of the strongest guns in COD history.
Oh, my. How many does he have? 4 or 5? It's 5 all of a sudden.
Yeah, right?
I feel like it was 60 seconds ago you mentioned he has first kill. Okay. Offense 2 United. Now trailing by a couple of rounds, and they keep wanting to hit A. One of the few teams we've seen this consistently work towards A. I mean, we see a lot of pressure towards B, then wraps to A.
Pristini might die to this. Oh, it
A
just
little
goes
too deep. A little too deep.
He moved forward. There was no one actually on the A site that could watch him as he tried to sprint forward.
Spray the bomb. Spray the bomb.
No way.
Silly just on the other side of the box? No, I don't think he was.
Silly was on the other side of the box of Mountain, so he didn't know exactly where he was.
Well, I think he was still in the open. Like, I don't think he was on the safe side of it, was he? I think he planted for the back. I'm saying he could have hit him with it.
Either way, no kill. Thankfully, they are taking the site now. Number advantage to LG. Quick trades, though. 2 versus 2. Arcidy's
suddenly left by himself. He get bomb planted, though, and there's not a lot of time, so he can definitely make this happen. Wow!
That's a good weapon.
Wow!
And watch as eUnited get to see these streaks earned. They can't switch off Mountain yet. As they finally get the glide bomb and fighter pilot used, they're like, great. They can switch to armored. That's not the case anymore.
I think Arcee's like, all right, well, I thought I had that gunfight won. I'm sorry, pals. And now, yeah, like you said, more streaks to work with. Luminosity 1 round away, and yeah, they've definitely looked the superior team in both of these search and destroys.
Head to the sky cameras. eUnited invest 1 grenade. I think that's it. LG will answer back with 4 of their own.
So dead.
And now it's time to take the site, says LG, as they get first blood.
You just saw them all soaring over. Oh. God, I think he was dead before the 4th one even hit. Amrostini falls. This game should be over.
Heartbreak for eUnited. After starting the series so well with that hardpoint victory, now it's 1 player, 1 versus 4. All dead. LG end week 1 atop the Division B standings at a flawless 4-0.
What, 12-3 in total map count?
Yeah.
Very, very impressive stuff. And I mean, Slack started out, what, 8-0? And then all of a sudden, I think Octane might have got 9 kills by the end of that, which is, I think it was like 9 over 3 rounds, 3-4 rounds. Just completely picked it up as well. If you're eUnited, yes, much better fight than you put up against FaZe, obviously. Certainly some stuff to work on. I think specifically Arden Forest Hardpoint is something you got to